In a practical attempt to keep its reputation of producing great-sounding headphones in check, Beats continues its legacy and amplifies things even further since the acquisition by Apple. The newly announced Studio Pro from Beats is their latest over-ear headphones that are turning heads left and right. However, are the cans good enough to take on the legendary and iconic AirPods Max? Let's find out in our video today. Both the Beats Studio Pro and the AirPods Max come with their own signature design languages. Harnessing color profiles like the classic black, deep brown, navy, and sandstone, the Studio Pro from Beats appears to emphasize a fun and sporty outlook. Made out of plastic for the most part, these cans are relatively lightweight with a few metal finishes here and there, such as on the Beats logo and of course, the adjustable headband. The ear cups on the headphones are somewhat smaller in comparison to the AirPods Max, with the fit apparently intact. However, the AirPods Max made some serious changes in appearance when compared to their usual design language. The headphones come hosting an aluminum design with an overall bulkier footprint, where the ear cups and headband are crafted out of silicone and mesh fabric, while the bulk retains that aluminum finish, which gives it a bit of a heft that weigh around 385 grams. The breathable and stretchable materials used on the cans were with the intention of alleviating the weight as much as it could anyway. Then again, the AirPods Max aren't the most comfortable headphones around, which is kinda sad for a headphone that's apparently the flagship of a company like Apple. While they made sure the AirPods Max looks more modern and sleek in comparison to the Studio Pro, the latter takes the cake in terms of comfort due to the headphones being crafted out of plastic alongside the signature design language and sporty outlook. Controls and connectivity being a matter of preference, the Beats Studio Pro takes the lead in terms of versatility, where the cans come with both a USB-C port and a 3.5mm headphone jack for audio output. The fun part though is how the Studio Pro works flawlessly with iOS and Android. The physical buttons, as expected, can be utilized to control music on both platforms, where the Beats logo on the left cup doubles as a button for playback control in classic Beats fashion. Buttons placed above and below the logo can control the volume, while a system button rests on the right ear cup, which acts as the power button and ANC transparency controls in one. On the flip side, the AirPods Max in classic Apple fashion is limited to the Apple ecosystem, especially when you want to utilize their full potential. While third-party apps do exist that make these cans more or less Android-friendly, it lacks intuitiveness and polish. However, if you're knee-deep in the Apple ecosystem, you're up for an incredible experience with quick pairing, automatic switching, and of course, full-fledged support for spatial audio. The control scheme heavily relies on a digital crown borrowed from Apple Watch that intuitively adjusts the volume while offering play, pause, skipping track options. Another dedicated button takes responsibility for switching between ANC and transparency modes, but you won't find a power button anywhere. Now, sound. Back in 2019, when the AirPods Max was first debuted, the cans shook the likes of Bose and Sony to their heels. But 4 years is a lot of time for a pair of headphones to become a bit faded, but the AirPods Max still holds strong with the soundstage that emphasizes bass. This soundstage, however, completely contradicts the Studio Pro, and more interestingly, the name Beats itself, which provides a surprisingly balanced audio profile. Now for ANC, it's no surprise that AirPods Max upon release offered the best-in-class ANC for that time, and the quality can be easily compared to the likes of iconic giants such as the WH-1000XM4. In comparison, the Beats Studio Pro, while not downright overthrowing the competition, gives the AirPods Max a pretty stiff competition with 6 dedicated microphones. However, the transparency mode is where the AirPods Max takes the cake, and it's all courtesy of the W1 chip from Apple, where the transparency mode on the Studio Pro feels a bit bland in comparison. Now, Beats can provide up to 40 hours of battery life with ANC or transparency mode off, and up to 24 hours with said features enabled, with the 10-minute quick charge feature that'll last you for up to 4 hours. However, since AirPods Max does not fully power off, it gets a bit trickier. When you place them in the included smart case, the headphones enter an ultra-low power mode, and from a full charge, you should be able to squeeze out 20 or something hours. With all that, for most people who don't plan on boarding the iOS bandwagon anytime soon, the Beats Studio Pro are simply the best over-ear headphones from Apple you can get for yourself right now. With a combination of the latest hardware and the latest developments resulting from years of extensive development, The Studio Pro does a lot of things right in comparison to Apple. Granted, it's 4 years behind, but here's the fun part. Being $200 cheaper while coming with a ton of new upgrades and amenities, you don't really need a pair of AirPods Max. Unless you're one of those purists who require each and every form of tech with an Apple logo stamped on them anyway. You can get your hands on the Beats Studio Pro for $350, while the AirPods Max will cost you about $550. Take the hint. So that was a comparison between the Beats Studio Pro versus AirPods Max. Regardless of our opinion, what do you think of Beats' latest endeavor? Do let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below, as we'd love to hear from you. And as for everything else, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you want more content like this on your feed.